want this to be a reincarnation of Chris Rock and Will Smith. And let me state for the record that while we bring up that, let me assure you it wouldn't have gone down like that. I would have gotten my ass kicked. Because had that man put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him.
Okay, Steve. You'd have swung at LeBron James? Listen, you can't say if somebody would have did something or they wouldn't have did something. The thing is this, right? He had his opportunity right there. The moment LeBron stepped to him and got in his face and was MFing him and you don't talk about my son and blah, blah, blah. The moment he got up in your face like that, because he was close enough to him where Stephen A could have just hooked off on him, but he didn't. Two reasons I think I know why he didn't. One, he was in the middle of negotiating some big money. Disney's not going to put money behind somebody like that looks violent on TV. They're already losing money right now. So they're not going to run the risk of having, because Stephen A's a product. He's a product of Disney. Yes, as fucked up as that may sound, when you work for somebody, you are a product of them. You are a product of the company. Period. For instance, the company I work for, right? I represent them when I'm out and about, especially if I have the company uniform on. It's the same thing, you know? So you have to really, really be careful when you in the public space and you look violent or you come off violent or you come off where you can't control yourself when there's $100 million involved. Because he just got a bag right now, Stephen A. Shout out to him. But tell me the comment he made about, man, if that I'd have hooked off on him, I would have, what he said? I would have swung on him if he would have hit me. The man in you, regardless of the whole contract step that I just spoke about right now, the man in you, the way you speaking, you probably should have slapped the shit out of LeBron James. Actually, had you done that, they wouldn't be laughing at you right now. Look, you might even caught LeBron off guard had you did that, Steve. In any event, it just comes off as very, like, high schoolish. Like, man, if I was there, I'd have did this. Okay, but you weren't there. And in his case, he was there. If you said you was going to swing on LeBron or hook off on him like you said, you should have did it. You should have did it right there. Just like, in my opinion, Chris Rock should have hit Will Smith back. The moment he got fucking clapped like that, he should have slapped him right back. Again, you know, you don't know what you would do in these situations unless you in them. You know, I'm not telling you what I would do or what I wouldn't do because I'm not in a situation like Chris Rock and Stephen A. Smith where there's big money involved. You know, however, man to man in the street, you should never let nobody put their hands on you like that. And in Stephen A's case with LeBron, the moment LeBron got that close to him, he'd have been like, listen, hold on. First of all, I get that you understand that you defending your son, but you're a little too close to me. Don't play me so close. You need to back up. Then we can have this conversation. I think had he approached it like that, I think LeBron would have approached him differently. I don't know. Because LeBron's another emotional guy, too. I saw a video recently with Mario Chalmers talking about that bitch is LeBron's trigger word. I can't remember the coach that called him a bitch, and LeBron was he really lost it. Watch your mouth, watch your mouth. And then Mario Chalmers said, I called him out one time, and I called him a bitch on the sideline, and he went off on me. So, yeah, no man likes to be called a bitch. But at the same time, don't act like a bitch either. Because there was a time when he got fouled in Boston. This guy was literally jumping up and down in tears that they didn't call a foul and they lost the game. Come on. So, Stephen A. should have said that. Stephen A. should have been like, look, do me a favor. You need to step back a little bit. Right? Because we talking like men. You don't need to get up in my face like that. Then we can have this conversation. If you felt what I said about your son was fucked up, okay, you shouldn't have put him in a spot to fail. That's what you did. You know, you played this nepotism game. And listen, I got nothing against nepotism. If I'm in a company, or if I own a company, yes, my son has a job, 100%. If I'm in a situation where LeBron is with the Lakers, where he brings in a bunch of money for them, so he got leverage, so I could get my son in, you better believe I'm getting my son through the door. But you also got to take the criticism that comes with it. Because let's say, for instance, I'm not the CEO or the president of the company, but I hold a big position, and the CEO comes to me and says, yo, your son he's fucking up. Like, what do you plan on doing about this? Because we did take him on your recommendation. You have the right to check people about that. And in Stephen A's case, he's a journalist. He's gonna bring stuff up like that. That's his job, But again, about him saying he would have swung at LeBron or LeBron would have hit him, we don't know. All I know is LeBron did step to you and you didn't do anything. You didn't have to hit him, but you should have stepped up a little more than what you did if that's what you said you was gonna do. All right, that's my take on it. Comment below. Let me know what y'all think. Listen, I personally think this is all nonsense. It's all bullshit. You got guys that make over $100 million. They're not gonna be rolling around the street fighting. Like, let's come off that bullshit. However, what Dana White should do, because Dana White is a big capitalist, he could be like, hey, look, Stephen A., here's $25 million. LeBron, here's $25 million. Let's do this in the octagon. Let's see who really got it. Let's throw hands for real. Do it for charity. Mike Tyson's he did it twice already. He did one with Roy. He did one with Jake Paul. Prize fights happen all the time. Might make a prize fight with Stephen A. Smith and LeBron. I bet you would make money. And I bet you people would tune in. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned.